Good morning, and thank you for joining me, Coach Michael, on your Monday morning. First, let me be the first to wish you a happy new year. Let's make 2025 our best year yet. Hopefully you took advantage of last week's video and my template, my year-end workbook, which you could create exercises getting really clear on what you've accomplished, what you're grateful for, your bucket list, and your goals, both personal and professional, for 2025. If you haven't done that exercise, go back to last week and do it. You'll get a lot of value out of it. I did it myself along with a lot of additional planning to get prepared for 2025. And it took me back and really made me grateful. I looked at goals from 5 years ago, which I essentially knocked out of the park. And it makes you feel very grateful of the things you didn't think were possible 5 years ago are now a checklist. Also, getting back and looking at the past, I go back to my mantra of attitude, action, results. And it took me back to where that came from in the market adversity of the dot-com bubble. It was a Friday afternoon, March 10th, year 2000. Everything with a dot-com on the end of it were off to the races. But the bubble burst on that day. And the market was quite turbulent for at least 2.5 years. It went on to October of 2002. You throw 9/11 in the mix, and you have a few years of a tremendous adversity. I mean, the market itself lost $5 trillion in market capitalization. That was a lot of wealth that just went poof. During that time, I really got stuck and was really challenged. And that's where I came up with the attitude, action, results. Attitude, I needed to do whatever I needed to do to get my head right in the morning as I go into the market with all that adversity where I can stay on track. Action, take the right activity. Call your clients, do whatever you need to do to move yourself and your business forward so you're focusing on the goals and the plans instead of all the noise. And then once attitude takes place and action takes place, results will soon follow. Now that theory worked out very well for me where I adapted it to my coaching practice. Now during that time of 2000 2002, once I got my head right and got on track, there was a particular day, like any other day during that time period, that the market was very volatile. It was down about 500 points. And I was having a conversation with a few brokers, and they had the deer in the headlights look. They were lost. They had no focus. And they asked me, it's like, why are you in such a good mood? Why are you so positive? Like, I'm the problem because I have my act together. And I said, if I can't control it, I'm not going to let it bother me. I'm going to focus on what I need to do. I'm going to focus on everything in the four walls of my business, and that's it. And one of the brokers said, he goes, my God, you got ice in your veins. Nothing bothers you. You're the Iceman. And then I adapted the nickname, the Iceman, back in 2001 when we had this conversation. And I was going back into that. What exactly does that mean? Let's take that. Ice. Ice is freezing cold. So ice, first identify the challenge or the problem. I identified the fact back then that everything I couldn't control, I was letting control my mindset. So I had to change my identity. I had to create an identity where I was in control versus everything else wasn't in control. Once I identified the challenge and I changed my identity, the C was take on the challenge. What was the challenge? It was essentially staying focused and taking the action to move myself forward. And that also took change. I had to change. The market wasn't changing. The environment wasn't changing. I needed to change. And once I got my identity by identifying what was going on, addressing the challenge, making the change, I embraced it. The E is for embrace. Embrace the suck. We could either get stuck into it and let all the adversity take us down, or embrace it, hug it as a challenge to grow and move forward. And we do that with education. By challenges alone and embracing them, identifying and moving forward, we create ourselves our own piece of education. Because as I look back on that period from 2000 2002, when I adapted the Iceman mentality and the attitude, action, results, my identity changed. I took on the challenge, and that was a tremendous education that propelled me forward to be the coach I am today. So that exactly is what ICE is. Identify, change your identity, take on the challenge, change, and embrace the suck with education. And with that, attitude, action, results has been my mantra since 2001, has propelled me and my business forward, and it's also an advantage that I bring to my clients as they adapt the same. So I wish you a happy new year. 2025 is upon us. Join me every Monday with the tips and strategies to help you create the attitude so you can take the right action so you can get the results you're looking for in 2025. And again, if you didn't do my workbook, go back to last week, take that workbook, get really clear, because your destiny is up to you. It's all a choice. You create the attitude, you take the action, and you get the results. As always, I want to thank you for joining me, Coach Michael, on your Monday morning. I want to wish you a productive, profitable week, and let's make 2025 our best year yet. Go get it.